This video will be more rambling. I think I will just go back and forth between informational videos and discussion videos. So, the inner child is considered part of our mind that stores the emotions we experience in childhood. It is like an emotional memory bank within our subconscious. Like discussed in a previous video, our subconscious does not forget things. It collects a series of information. Every moment is downloaded and can shape the way we view things. And most likely, we can subconsciously attract things that are familiar in multiple ways from childhood. Which is important to remember when discussing the inner child in this manner, as this could mean that our inner child does not forget what we have experienced in childhood. And it can play a role in the way we work, the way we act around others, the circles we join, the people we invite. As even the simplest moment or detail of emotional distance can create a pattern that is consistent in relationships with people, things, actions, even ourselves. Something that may not have even happened specifically to us, we will internalize. And this is because from the time we were born to the age of 7, our mind is in a state that only focused on what was happening to or around us. Therefore, if a person is upset, or there is a sense of discourse, or even happiness, things that are around you would influence your belief of yourself. So, if someone is sad, a child could believe that their sadness is due to them making that person sad. They will internalize the reason why someone else feels something is because of something they did. And if this goes unchecked or unhealed, it could lead to the belief that those around you are never happy when you're around, or you could feel like no one likes you unless you actually see them happy around you. These beliefs can result in people-pleasing tendencies. You want to see others happy, which is a good thing, but it may be unhealthy, as this can stem from feelings of uneasiness around emotions that can be completely normal for another person to have. The desire to create an immediate fix for another's feeling isn't wrong, in a sense. But what is important to note is that allowing someone to feel through something and just being someone that will listen to them will help more than you may perceive. And at the end of an emotional conversation, or if they ask, you can give your possible solution. Now, what is most important is you also expressing the emotions you hold within. If it's true that as a child, the simplest things you can internalize as being your fault, it is a lot easier to see why you may have troubling speaking or expressing things, as maybe someone said something that made you feel like you had to be silent. For example, someone making a joke that you talk a lot. Maybe someone called you crazy, and you stopped doing things that were fun for you, but considered out of the ordinary. Or if someone could have called you a know-it-all, and you stopped yourself from learning or speaking about the facts you learned, because people would always shut you down for knowing the information you do. Maybe empathizing with others is difficult because you felt no one empathized with you. And at the core of why someone does something that annoys you isn't always due to what they're doing specifically, but because in the past, someone shut you down for doing the same thing. In turn, you believe internally that when someone does one thing, they should be guided in another way of doing it, which may not be entirely true, as everyone has experienced or has created their set patterns to create things. All the emotions you have experienced, your inner child remembers all of it like it was yesterday. Your inner child noticed something could have been a joke, but it doesn't feel that way. Feelings we don't allow ourselves to empathize with will make us feel trapped. You become a reminder to yourself why all those things were internalized in the first place. Your inner child could believe that everything that hurt them once still will hurt them now, which is why talking and nurturing your inner child is important. Something you desire to create or manifest can cause fear in your inner child because your inner child believes you would go through what you've gone through in the past, even if what you've gone through wasn't done specifically to you, as things done to others also influence your inner child's emotions. People saying and doing things that could make you uncomfortable. Your inner child knows the emotions. Your inner child can be familiar with what makes you uncomfortable. And if you disconnect from emotions or the inner child, what you consider familiar or a sense of comfort could be the discomfort you are attracting. Another example is money. You could have no discourse with money. You can see money or wealth as something that you are willing to have. But if as a child, you were told or heard a parent discussing money as a negative, or saying money is the root of all evil, money is always the issue. No matter what you believe now, your inner child and your subconscious can have a negative connotation towards money. So you would want to have a conversation with your inner child about it. Think about what it is that you have a disconnect towards, or what you have difficulty with, and talk to yourself how you wish to be talked to. Communication is important, as any child can easily become misinformed. And if you are to discuss the important matters with yourself or your inner child, you can create a more wondrous life. as how you view the world is through the lenses of the familiarity of your experiences. Feel all your inner child feels. Connect to your inner child and give them the safety and space you need and desire. Be the person that comforts your inner child. You will know the best way to connect to yourself. So allow for there to be a connection. Allow for a bond to be formed. You deserve the wondrous nature that life has to offer. You must help your inner child welcome the newness of the world. Help your inner child become more comfortable with change. Show your inner child that you care through intended actions such as drawing, painting, gaming, and anything that gives you a form of childlike wonder. Read books or watch shows that can help heal your inner child through allowing them to be what they are, a child. Create vision boards or mood boards focused on your inner child. On Pinterest, save things to a board that reminds you of things you wanted or things you can have. Find a group of people with similar interests and practice making connections with people that are interested in what you like. And then, in turn, create a familiarity with others being comfortable in the things you enjoy. Create as many avenues as you can for your inner child to thrive. As your inner child deserves it. You deserve it. Brighten your world by allowing yourself to remember who you were and be patient with yourself. The patience you have is what your inner child will see that will help them feel the comfort they need. You know exactly what you have to do. Don't second-guess these ways to help yourself. And even though healing may be a process you desire to move quickly with, remember that your inner child has been in the state they are in until this present moment. So relax, drink your favorite drink. Listen to your favorite music, watch your favorite shows or movies. Don't control the process. Flow with it. I myself have focused on my inner child for quite some time. There are things I had dealt with that had made my outlook on life and the world more dim. But in recent years, I have seen the beauty that can unfold. There are places I haven't reached yet, but through healing my inner child, it makes all things that I imagine feel more possible. Like, I can create anything I desire. I tend to recreate things all the time. Remold things because I believe that people are always evolving. And I would say, I allow myself to change and evolve with more ease, because I am less scared of changing things. I am less worried about creating from a sense of lack. I can just create to create. I feel more inclined to just do what brings me joy. Like I am not afraid to be happy. Communicating with my inner child, or connecting with my inner child, created a desire to be myself. It created a desire to be happy. And at some point it was hard for me to feel happiness. I felt a sense of numbness. Like it was normal to focus on everything but myself. Darkness was my safest area, yet it would always make me feel unsafe. But even through this way of thinking, it helped feeling through the emotions of my inner child easier. It also made connecting to my shadow self easier, which is the next topic. But moving through all of this, the inner child, it can be the thing that you may not consciously think will help you manifest what you desire. It's possible that the things you desire stems from the inner child itself, or past dreams you had as a child. Practice recreating the patterns your inner child follows. It may lead you down the path you could have never imagined. That is the end of the video. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for existing.